Namaste everyone. I welcome each one of you to udayas classroom. In today's class, let's see how to pass the journal entries. Come, let's get started with the class.
Journalize the following transactions in the journal of Messrs. Goel Brothers and post them to the ledger. In this session, we are going to see only the journals. Ledger we will be seeing in the next part. Okay. 2011 Jan month, all these transactions took place. 1 month transactions we have taken up. Jan 1st, started business with cash, rupees 1,65,000. Jan 2nd, next transaction. First, let's write the journal for the first transaction. Always we have to write journal book of M bar S means Messrs. It is the respect for the company. How we used to call Mrs. and Mr. The same way M bar S means Messrs. It is the respect for the company. So journal book of Messrs. Goel Brothers. Date, particulars, LF means ledger folio, and while we are writing ledger, we will be writing JF, journal folio. This column is to write the page numbers. So in accountancy notebook, we will be having the page numbers. When we post into the ledger, so in order to refer the page number, we will be using this column actually. Debit column, rupees pice, we have to write in the next line. Credit, and in the next line rupees pice we need to write. So this is how we have to create a format. Now let's start with the journal. 2011. So first we can write 2011 year and Jan. Date we can write in this column, small column 1. So first Jan transaction. Started business with cash 1,65,000. So always we have to see what is coming inside the business and we have to debit what is coming inside the business. And only three things we already have studied about the types of accounts, right? Personal account, real account and nominal account, and rules also we have studied. You need not to confuse much about all these things. Simply three things I am going to tell you. You have to remember whatever things coming to the organization or firm, we have to debit. That's all. Other side you can credit. That's all. So if the furniture comes, we will be debiting. If the cash comes, we will be debiting, right? So same way, the person who is receiving or the company who is receiving, we will be debiting. So what is coming to the firm, we are debiting, and the person who is receiving, we will be debiting, and expenses what we will be doing in the company will be debiting. That's all. These three things if you understand, journal is very easy for you. You will never ever commit any mistake in passing the journals. Okay, so started business with cash. So the cash is coming inside the business. So let's debit the cash here. Cash account, always debtor we need to write near to this column dr dot. Okay, cash account debtor to capital account. So cash coming in the form of capital account. Cash account debtor to capital account. This is how we will be reading the journal. How much? 1,65,000, and we have to put zeros. Mostly in pice column, very rarely pice will come. We will be writing 50 pice, 25 pice. Other than that, you can put small hyphen. It is more than enough. So 1,65,000. So now we have given the journal. So now we have to write narration. That is short explanation about the transaction. Narration always we used to start with the word being. Being business started. Very simple narration you can write. It should explain the transaction. That's all. It is enough. Even you can write being business started with cash also. So being business started I have just written. Okay. And leaving one line, you can just put dicto because same month. So I am just putting dicto. Same you can do, and date alone we have to write. Okay. And second, open bank account in Punjab National Bank. PNB means Punjab National Bank. So obviously when the business started, it will be opening the bank account in any of the bank, right? So the bank account is opened newly. So debit here, bank is personal account, right? So artificial person, already we have studied banks all artificial person. So person name or any company names comes, we have to debit the receiver. Here we have to debit the Punjab National Bank. So who is receiver? Bank. So we can write bank account debtor. To credit what goes out, cash only going to the bank, right? So to cash account 80,000. Narration, being current account. Companies always will be opening current account only. Savings account it cannot open because it will have more number of transaction every day. So companies always will be opening current account. So being current account opened in Punjab National Bank. In short we can write, and we can close the bracket. So when the narration comes, two lines means second line we can write and we can close the bracket. Leaving one line we can put dicto. And number 4. So 4th Jan transaction, goods purchased from Tara. Goods purchased from Tara, which means purchases account. Always goods, if it is coming means we will not be writing goods. Always it will be written as purchases only. Okay. And also we have to see whether it is a credit transaction or cash transaction. Any transaction, if name comes, we have to be very careful. It's a credit transaction or cash transaction. Sometime in order to confuse us, name also will be given in the transaction and cash also will be given in the transaction. We have to ensure that it is a credit or cash transaction. Goods purchased from Tara, it is a credit transaction. Okay. So credit transaction means we will be writing the person name. Otherwise, we will not be writing the person name if it is a cash transaction. So purchases account data. So what is coming inside? Goods only coming inside. We are supposed to debit goods only, but we will not be writing goods. So in the place of goods, we will be writing purchases always. Purchases account debtor. Person name is coming, right? So it's personal account also involved. Credit the giver. Tara only giver. So we are crediting Tara. Tara account. How much? 22,000. So the company have purchased from Tara. Being goods purchased. Or we can write purchased from Tara and credit purchased and something like that. Anything we can write. Okay. But it should have a meaning. And next is 5. Once the transaction is over, we can tick it off so that we will not miss any transaction. So three transactions we have written. So fifth goods purchased for cash. So what transaction it is? It is a credit transaction or cash transaction? It is a cash transaction. So name is not coming. So cash purchases it is. So purchases account debtor to cash account. If it is a credit transaction, if the name is given, name we will be writing because we have liability for our company to the particular person. Okay, 30,000. It is a credit cash transaction. Narration, being goods Purchased. Purchased. For cash we can add up. And next is 8th. Goods sold to Naman 12,000. It is the company's sales. Okay. In this transaction, we need to see whether it is a credit or cash transaction. It is a credit transaction. Name is given, right? There is no term called cash. So it is confirmed that it is a credit transaction. So what I have told, always we have to debit the receiver. In this transaction, who is receiver? Naman. So we have to debit the Naman here. Naman, account debtor. Naman, who is Naman? Our company's debtor. Okay, our customer. So we have done credit sales. So debtor. Naman account debtor to what we have done? Sales, right? So Naman account debtor to sales account. Amount is 12,000. So always the debit column and the credit column amount should be equal. That when you do compound entry, you have to check. Being credit sales made. Made or done, anything we can write. Okay. And the next is 10th. Cash paid to Tara. Always you have to see any name, repetition, any name or any company comes. You have to remember that the previous transactions will have connection with this current transaction. Okay, cash paid to Tara. Already Tara name came. So immediately you have to see the previous transaction. Where is Tara? Here is Tara. Goods purchased from Tara. Who is Tara actually? Our supplier, our creditor. Okay. So we have paid amount. The amount has gone from the company. You have to understand the logic behind it. Okay. Cash paid to Tara. How much is the amount? 22,000. 22,000 only settled. Sometimes discount also will come. You will understand in the next transaction. So it's a full settlement. Cash paid to Tara. Who is the receiver here? Tara is the receiver. So what we have to do? Debit the receiver. Whoever receiving, we have to debit. So Tara account debtor to credit what goes out. Cash went out from the, whatever goes out we have to credit. Cash only went out. So to cash account. How much is the amount? 22,000. So what you have understood from this transaction? We have purchased from Tara. It's a credit purchase. Now we have settled the amount to Tara. So that is the meaning. So being cash paid to Tara. And close the bracket. Okay. And let's move on to the next transaction, 15th. Let me write in the next page. Here I have impression, so I am not going to write here. Here I am going to write LF debit rupees pies, credit rupees pies. Since we have opened a new page, again we need to write here everything. Date is 15, right? So 15. Cash received from Naman 11,700. Then discount allowed 300. And Naman name already came, right? Who is Naman? Our debtor, our customer. We have done credit sales, right? So cash, we have received cash from Naman and we have allowed discount, right? So it is our expenses. So this we have to put compound entry. Okay, let me show you how to write the journal. First, try to understand. We have received cash from Naman. Cash, what we have received. Debit, what comes in. Whatever comes in, we have to debit. So cash account debtor from whom? from Naman. So we have to credit the Naman. This is our understanding. Apart from that, we have given the discount also. Debit all expenses and losses, right? So it is nominal account. The company has given discount. It is a loss for the company, right? So it should be debited. Let me show you how to write this journal. First, we have received cash from Naman. Cash account debtor. How much is the cash? 11,700. That should be debited. And we have given from our company discount also. So that also to be debited. Discount allowed. Account debtor to Naman account. Okay. So we have to credit the giver. So receiver to be debited and giver to be credited. When you are doing more journals, you will get practice with this. 300 is the discount. So Naman totally we have done total sales 12,000. So 12,000 is getting tallied. That means full settlement is over. Naman account is closed with this. Further, if any transaction took place, we need to write. Being cash received and discount allowed. That's all. Moving on to the next transaction, paid wages. Wages means daily wages will be paid to Maison or any other daily wages. We have to pay the amount from the company, right? So 16. Wages is our company expenses. So debit all expenses and losses. So wages to be debited. Wages, account debtor. How you will be paying wages? Through cash, right? So credit what goes out to cash account. The amount is 200. Let's write the narration. Being wages paid. That's all. And let's see the next transaction. 18th. Furniture purchased for office use 5,000. Debit what comes in. Whatever comes to the firm, we have to debit. Date is 18. So what is coming to the firm? Furniture is coming to the firm. So we have to debit the furniture. Furniture account debtor to cash account. What is going? Cash is going out. When you purchase, what will go out? Cash only will go out. It's not a credit transaction. No, none of the company name or any person name is mentioned. So we have to understood it is the cash transaction. So cash is going out. So cash account, the amount is 5,000. And the narration is being furniture purchased. Purchased, ED, I did not write. Okay, so I just wanted to close here. And the next transaction is 20th. Withdrawn from bank for personal use 4,000. First, let's put the date. Withdrawn from bank for personal use means always personal use. The proprietor sometimes will be drawing amount from the firm for personal use. For personal use, if the amount or any other goods has been taken up means it is called drawings in accounting terms. So drawings is nominal account. So drawings account debtor to bank. From the bank the amount has been taken. So we are writing bank. If it is a cash, drawings account debtor to cash we will be writing. So the amount is 4,000. So any amount or any goods taken for personal use means closing your eyes you can write drawings account debtor. Okay. Being personal means drawings only always. Being cash withdrawn for personal use. We can close the bracket. Let's see the next transaction. 22nd, issued check for rent 3000. That means the company would have issued check for rent. The payment is going out. It is the company expenses. So what we have to do? Debit all expenses and losses. So it is our expenses. So what expenses? Rent expenses. So we have to debit the rent. Rent account debtor. Rent how we have paid through bank or cash we have to see. Check means bank only. Okay, from the bank the amount will be going. The bank balance will get reduced. So we have to credit the bank. How much it is? 3000. Being rent paid. We can close the bracket. And the next transaction is goods issued for household purpose. Goods issued, we will write in the next page. I don't want to write till the end. 2011 again, Jan 23rd transaction. So I am writing 23rd here. Goods issued for household purpose, which means from the company goods would have been given for the proprietor household purpose. It is also drawings only. I told right. So whatever is taken for personal use from the firm, it will be considered as drawings. So drawings account debtor to goods means actually goods credit what goes out, goods only going out. So goods place always we will be writing purchases only. Purchases account amount is 2000. And moving on to the next transaction, drawn cash from bank for office use. So it is office use only. So seeing the word drawn, we should not write drawings. We should always check for whether it is for personal use or office use. So it is office use only. So we should not write drawings. So drawn cash from bank for office use. So if you withdraw amount from the bank, what will be coming? Cash only will be coming. Cash will be coming to the business. So here we did not write the narration right. Being cash withdrawn for, here I'm sorry, here we did not withdraw cash, right? So being goods withdrawn for personal use. And here 24th, drawn cash from bank for office use. So if we withdraw amount, what will be coming to the firm? Cash will be coming. Debit what comes in? So cash account debtor to bank account. Credit the giver. Bank is an artificial person. So we are crediting the giver. How much is the amount? 6000. 6000 being cash withdrawn from bank for office use, we can write. That's all. And next is 26. Commission received 1000. The company would have received commission. It is one form of income, right? Nominal account. Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So we have to credit the incomes and gains. So commission in the form of what, in which form we would have received? As cash. So debit what comes in? Cash is coming inside. Cash account debtor to commission account, because credit all incomes and gains, to commission account. How much is the amount? 1000. Being commission received. Fine. And the next transaction, 27th, bank charges 200. Sometimes the bank will be deducting some amount for its service, what it has done for us, right? So that is expenses for the company. So it should be debited. Bank will give interest. That is our income. But bank, when it charges for the service rendered by the bank, it is our expenses. So we have to debit the expenses. Bank charges account debtor to bank account, because the bank balance only will reduce, right? So we are crediting the bank account. 200 being bank charges paid, right? And next is check given for insurance premium. The company would have taken some insurance policy. So for that the amount has been paid. It is an expenses for the company. So debit all expenses and losses. So insurance to be debited. Insurance account debtor to bank account 3000 being insurance premium. I'm writing very short. You can write fully. And next is paid salary. 29th, salary has been paid 7,000. Salary nominal account. From the company, the salary would have been paid. So debit all expenses and losses. So expenses means should be debited. We have to write salaries account debtor. We should not write salary account debtor since paid salary only. But when we write journal, it should be written as salaries account debtor to in the form of cash, right? Credit what goes out. Cash account. It's 7,000. 7,000. So what could be the narration? Being salary paid. And the next last transaction that we have is cash sales. It is a cash transaction. It is not a credit transaction. The company have done sales. So if we do sales, what we will be receiving? We will be receiving cash only, right? So debit what comes in? Cash only will come inside. Cash account debtor to what we have done? Sales. So sales account. How much? 10,000. 10,000 being goods sold for cash. That's all for today's class. Hope you are clear with passing the journal entries. Having understood about the journal entries, we will end up the session today. I'll meet you in the next class with the ledger posting. Till then, it's bye from Udaya.